but you don't see a lot of different things. Here's now Hawkins. Hawkins offloads the ball through Papale on that far side. Can he get to the corner? I think he's there. We've got to try. We've got to try, and it's the winger. Hayes Dunster's found the line. Because soon Billy Magulius could come on very soon, I think. An angle run, nothing beats him. An offload there, we've got to try. He's on the field, he's only been on for a few minutes, and there he is. Blake Hoskins scores the try. We're all locked up at 4-4 with a kick to come. Schmidt. Madison now again playing that first receiver. Big pass. Willie Latu with the ball. Can they bring him down? Still on the last. Stackle in the middle play. Can he offload it? The ball's gone to ground. Parramatta with the ball to try. Try to Dean Hawkins, I think it is. Stopping Kane. Comes across field now. Through Hawkins. Through Papale. Papale, no. Short. Try. There it is with Hawkins. Now that wasn't the best kick. Bit of back spin on it. Gets taken on the full by Dunster. He's lost it. He's offload the ball now. An inside pass goes back into the hands of Hawkins and will score. So what was an absolutely average kick. The ball went to ground. Parramatta come away with it. Gets picked up there by Cartwright. Oh, run around play, Cartwright goes to Hayes Dunster. Dunster with the ball, dives for it. Referee says yes, there's the try. Beryl's now out about a metre out from the line, now comes towards the open side, looking for runners. There's Puru. A short pass there by Pickering, looking for runners. The ball goes to ground. Referee says play on. Goes to Gabriel. There's the pass, and there's the dive, and there's the try to Eli Clark. Great run there by Puro. He's away. He's got to look for a runner. Finds his brother Puro. Puro nilled away, and he'll get there under the post.
So what about these Parramatta Eels, hey? They bounced back in a big way. A 10-point win in this one over the Newtown Jets, who were flying near the top of the table. They've sort of come back to the pack over the last couple of weeks. They were disappointing in victory against Western Suburbs a fortnight ago, and they were made to pay here for a pretty disappointing performance all ends up. Let's take a look at some of their key performers though in the stats deep dive. We're going to kick off with the man himself, Big Tukes. Tuku Hautafua. He had 54 minutes in this one, 13 runs to 87 metres, a line break assist, a try assist. He had 24 tackles, did have a couple of misses though and ineffective tackles. Newtown went through a whole period of this game and had to defend a lot of sets. I think it was about 6 or 7 sets. And then he makes an error off the first carry following that repeat possession. And it led to Parramatta points, so that proved to be costly. Tukes just needs to tuck that arm under the ball, hold it, get to his feet, play it. Next up, Hohepa Puru. He had 54 minutes in this one, 13 runs, 132 metres, a line break and a try assist to his brother, 2 tackle breaks, 29 tackles at 88% efficiency. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but what does Craig Fitzgibbon not see in him? Like, what are we watching here when we watch Hohepa play? Like, he's a good player, he can provide impact on an NRL bench, but nope, we're going to go with 15 minutes of Daniel Atkinson. Said no one ever except Fitzy. Well, next up, Blake Hosking. He had 57 minutes, a well-earned try, 13 runs, 140 metres, a line break, 30 tackles, 2 misses, 2 ineffective. Shout out for that Hulu rant to my folks, Savo, Dan and Haley. Of course, big friends of the show. Next up, Kane Kalachi for Parramatta. 72 minutes due to the early HIA of Saxon Pryke. 18 runs, 128 metres, 7 offloads. Yes, you read that right. 7 offloads. He had 3 tackle breaks, 37 tackles, 4 misses in a mega stint indeed. Next up, Josh Papali'i. He had 22 runs, 191 metres, 3 try assists, 3 line break assists, 2 tackle breaks, 2 offloads, and a brilliant performance at the back for the high-flying Eels. Next up, we're going to go with Will Latu. He had 71 minutes in this one for the young back rower from Townsville. 96% tackle efficiency. He hasn't had many open age opportunities, but this is good stuff. He had 4 tackle breaks, 16 runs, 135 metres, 2 offloads, one I think which led to the Dean Hawkins try. We saw it on the highlight package. Some brilliant signs there from Will Latu. That was the only game in town on Saturday, so our attention turned to Sunday's matches, where we went out to Redfern Oval to watch the clash between the South Sydney Rabbitohs and the Newcastle Knights. 2 teams struggling, desperate for results.
They're 5 metres away. Here we go now to Kent again. Works it now to Gamble. Out the back now to Hastings. They chip wide to the corner. The Knights are over in the corner with Fletcher Hunt the right. To dummy half. To Schuster. Schuster takes the line on and scores. Schuster's over. Several hundred people can to Gamble. They work it out to this right-hand side. To the corner, the Knights with a sensational try. Here we go now to Schuster. He finds his winger to the corner. What a try for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Schuster with a beautiful pass. Excuse me. Here we go now to Schuster. To Gray. Out the back now to Ward. Ward to the line. Ward scores. Brilliant play by the little halfback. Hey, they work to the right. Gamble. Out the back. Here we go now to Riley Jones. To the line. The Knights are over. Riley Jones scores. Half the biggest dummy half ever. Here goes Ata winds it up. And he's over. What a try and a run by Ata. Hastings. Kicks across. They chase through. Oh, what a try. Connor Vitano. Beautiful hands. Here we go now to Hastings. Chips wide. They chase through. It's knocked back by South. It could be a try here for the Knights. With Riley Jones in the corner. He scores and the Knights hit the lead. Here for the Rabbits. As they work it now to Ward. Schuster. Inside ball. They shut it down. And they're for penalty. Penalty for Souths. Gray. No, referee. And they've sent off Thompson. They spin it to the right. Ward. Out they go now to Schuster. A flat ball to the line. South Sydney has scored. Touch judges will tell the story. He's missed it.
Newcastle running away with a 2-point victory. A bit of heartbreak there at the end. The young Ashton Ward missing that kick to tie the game up. And it continues a very long losing streak for South Sydney, now stretching at 8 matches. Tyrone Thompson sent off for dissent, calling referee Clayton Wills allegedly a cheating fuck after that high tackle. So not good stuff there from Tyrone. But let's now move into our stats deep dive. Let's kick off with Josh Schuster, hey? Easily his best New South Wales Cup performance on the season. He had a try, ran over 100 metres and had 4 tackle breaks, a line break, 2 line break assists, 2 try assists. He did tackle well at 91% efficiency, so some very good signs there from Josh Schuster. Next up, Ryan Gray, 80 minutes, 7 runs for 58 metres. He picked his moments when to run out of dummy half. Couple of offloads, 42 tackles, just a 1 ineffective. There is one constant in this South Sydney New South Wales Cup side, and that is this guy giving it his absolute all. Before we move on to Leonard Skelton, no, he's not on the graphic this week, but I want to highlight Shaq Mitchell real quick. 34 minutes off the bench, 8 runs for 94 metres, an offload, and 100% tackle efficiency. So some good signs there from Shaq on return. Next up, we're going to go to Leonard Skelton. He had a try, 18 runs for 145 metres, 6 tackle breaks, an offload, and he defended well on his edge. Next up, we're going to go to Jackson Hastings. Now, I've said this repeatedly when we touched on Jacko this year. 3 try assists off the boot, engaged the line, controlled the team really well, defended well on his edge. He had a couple offloads. Forget the personal crap at this point with Jacko. He's a good footy player. Give him an opportunity. If it's at a different club, then it has to be it at this point. Adam O'Brien's made it crystal clear. He's not happy about something, but to be honest, I think it's a whole load of hot air and just get on with playing football and coaching, Adam. Next up, we're going to go on to Riley Jones. He had a double on the wing. He had 13 runs, 104 metres, a line break, 2 line break assists, a try assist, 3 offloads, 100% tackle efficiency. My word, what an absolute day for this young man. Next up, we're going to go to Tom Kahn. He played the full 80 after coming down from the NRL. 20 runs, 171 metres as he played in the middle third. Picked up an offload, 95% tackle efficiency too. He made 35 out there, just missing 1. He had a couple of ineffective ones too. Well, next up, we're heading out to North City Oval, where the Bears are looking to put behind some poor form of late against a Warriors side that are flying high.
Hughes was cut out. Tolty goes straight through. Then he circles the fullback and swan dives. It is big man season in North Sydney. Long sweep of numbers left. They'll go that way with Boyd. Then to Martin. Martin sideways and then through. Tackle needs to be made. Tackle isn't made. He found a pass to Graham Taufa. Tackles in hand. Lussick for Boyd. Then for Martin. Slicing again, Martin. Passing again, Martin. Graham Taufa benefits again. And the Bears have spent much of this first half on it, and they're going to crash straight over it here, the Warriors. See you, Surrey. On with Lussick. And then Martin. We've seen this before from Martin. He's cut them open again. He finds the pass to 2. Now Lussick slipped it out for Crosby, who's on in 16. And scoring in 16. Which is short. Tafua, short and hard. Lussick under the posts. Oil here, the Warriors. Lussick now for Boyd. Couple of dummies, Boyd. Really neat from Martin. Really slick, the Warriors. Swept across for Boyd. They'll head to Martin again. Little kick this time from Martin. Graham Taufa is there again. 50 in sight here for the Wars. Tafua. Hurled for Boyd. Short it went to Fatialofa. And the half century will be up here for the Warriors. Roach again. And Thomas again. Flatty went, hurled out the back. This is nifty stuff from the Bears. Komalafe with room to move. Sets sail for the corner. And North Sydney haven't had much recovery. Couldn't quite get there. But since then, they've won their last 2. And they're about to win their 3rd in a row. Here's Boyd in the clear. Got Hansen for company. And on May the 4th, Luke will run away.
Picking up a 42-point victory over the hapless North Sydney Bears. It's hard to get a gauge on this New South Wales Cup competition at times because the Bears had a winning streak a couple of weeks ago, but then they've come back to the pack. They had a narrow loss to Canberra and they were completely outplayed by the fast-paced Warriors. Let's take a look at some of the key players in our stats deep dive, and we kick off with Ben Tolte, the ultra-consistent front rower himself. A line break, a try, 14 runs, 154 metres in 54 minutes. Also had 4 tackle breaks, 30 tackles, just a free miss in what was the best of a badly beaten North Sydney outfit. Next up, we got Kobe Thomas, the former Rooster turned middle. He had 18 runs, 100 metres, a line break assist, a try assist, 37 tackles in the middle, a game high, which is great, but it did miss 8. That was middle. Absolutely penetrated the living life out of North Sydney in the middle third all afternoon at Bear Park. It was a rough watch for the Bears faithful. And then we go to Matt Stimson, and he had 10 runs, 73 metres, a tackle break and offload, 32 tackles. He missed free. His experience is key for a side that's been up and down like Norths this season. Next up, we go to the Wires, and look at Tamale Martin here. He had the game on a string. 3 line break assists, 5 try assists. He had a couple of tackle breaks too. Was given an early mark when the score was 44-8, and the Wires still put on 2 tries without him. Luke Hansen came on, and of course he scored that last try you saw there too. But Graham Taufa now, he had a little hat-trick, 10 runs, 93 metres, 3 line breaks, 4 tackle breaks and offloads. Now, NRL was possible with Leitau's ankle injury. Did all he could to press for selection, but they've got Dale Martinez-Lesniak coming back in. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck may be named in the reserves by the time this video gets uploaded, so there's some moving parts there. So it looks like Moala will, miss out, but he's just going to keep putting the pressure on, and the results are going to show for him eventually down the track, especially also with Rocco Berry doing his hammy. Well, there we go on to Kalis Fatialofa now. He had a try, a line break, 12 runs, 105 metres, 8 tackle breaks, 100% tackle efficiency, making all 26 tackles. These young Warrior forwards are going to have an absolute field day this year, and they did so here at Bear Park. Well, next up, we're going out to the best, the Blacktown Sports and Entertainment Hub at Rudy Hill as the Raiders travel to Penrith.
Canberra on the attack early on. Levi shows it, keeps it alive. They've got numbers to the left-hand side, and they'll score in the corner. Michael Asamoah scores. They'll play it about 7 or 8 metres out from the line. They'll come back to the left-hand side. Short ball was a nice one, and they're over the line. Did he get it down? I think the referee's going to say he did get it down. Now it's Cole through the hands. Laurie chiming in from fullback. They keep it alive. It'll be Asamoah, will it? No, he's forced back. In fact, Jesse McLean on the far side, forced back infield. Arm goes up, last tackle, 2 metres out. Panthers on the attack. Crash ball, try ball. They're in again, the Panthers. Pops it out the back. Waiteri picks up. Clean ball, 10 metres out. Nearly gets through the line. Waiteri only brought down 4 metres out. In front of the left hand, upright, out of dummy half. Did he get it there? Did he? What? Chevy Stewart, I think it is. Trytime.com. As they work it to the left-hand side of the Penrith defence, that was a very flat ball at best to Trey Mooney, who's only half a metre out from the line. They go out a dummy half. I don't think he's got there. They've held him. No, he's going to say it's a try to Canberra. Oh. Somehow he got it down. I don't know how from him.
3 tries in 15 minutes. Oh, we're going to have an absolute try-a-thon here. But then the tries dried up at the best. And we only saw 2 Canberra tries since then. And it was a 16-10 verdict for the Raiders over the Penrith Panthers. Let's take a look at some of the key performers in our stats deep dive. Starting off with Dane Laurie. He picked up a double. 31 runs for 268 metres, 9 tackle breaks, 2 offloads. Holy days, an absolute weapon. He did try to overplay his role out there. He had 55 touches, which for a fullback, I know they had some young halves out there, but 55 touches for a fullback is absolutely insane at any level of the game. Needs to calm it down just a little bit. I thought he did overplay his role, trying to resurrect the Panthers in this one. Well, next up we go to Preston Ricky. 54 minutes, 10 runs for 90 metres. Nothing really explosive. No tackle breaks, no offloads. Just really consistent. 100% tackle efficiency though with 35 tackles. If he wants to try and push for first grade, needs to take a leaf out of Ruren Patea's playbook. Just get some ultra consistency, have those tackle breaks in there, and you're going to get yourself back in there, let me tell you. Next up, we go to David Farley. 21 runs, 207 metres, 2 line breaks, 2 offloads. He's still learning the game, but has a bright future with several explosive plays catching them out. Let's go to the Raiders, and you notice Chevy Stewart in the headgear. He had a try, a line break, 23 runs, 219 metres, 6 tackle breaks. And I look at what Kyo Weeks is doing in first grade. You can't take him out at the moment. So I think teams now have to ask a very serious question. Does Chevy Stewart's future lie away from Canberra? Because we've seen in this level of football that we're only going to need more talent with expansion. Coming in with Perth, Papua New Guinea and whatnot. I think that Chevy's future lies away from Canberra because you can't take Kyo Weeks out of this side at the moment. We're only having that debate a couple of weeks ago. But he's turned a corner, Kyo Weeks. He's absolutely brained it. So Chevy's future may lie away from Canberra. If that means his manager starts calling clubs that need some fullbacks, then so be it. Then we got a Pasami Solo, and it's almost a similar point here. Canberra's middles are going great guns. Same with Trey Mooney and a couple of the like. Does his future lie elsewhere? He had 63 minutes, 16 runs, 131 metres, 49 tackles, and he only missed one of them. Sensational stuff. Also picked up an offload. But to the contrary of what I just said, there's never such a thing as not enough depth in first grade. And we always see teams get caught out by depth, and if your depth's performing like these guys, then happy days. And speaking of depth that's performing, Trey Mooney. My word, 63 minutes as well. 18 runs, 196 metres, 6 tackle breaks, 2 offloads, 40 tackles, just missing 1. He's got the attacking upside on top of the defensive work. World-class stuff from Trey Mooney. Well, next up, we're going over to a points fest at Lidcombe Oval. 86 points between Western Suburbs and St George Illawarra. How will they split? Find out in our highlights.
Glover. Out it comes on the outside for Ben Rumble. Strolls on in. Played back now. Glover puts it up. How's the chase? Bouncing ball. Still in play as well. We might have a try here. Played back. Here comes Lyles. Here we go with the dummy. Magpies on the board. St George Illawarra pressing again. Glover, short ball. Halangahu gets it away on the outside. And Nick Sagranis is going to go in. And they come right again. Sagranis is through. He's got Rumble. Rumble on the outside. Throws it back inside. And he's got it back there. We're going to try. Mulayson gives it off to Elias. Glover. Cut out pass. Rumble. Rumble on the outside. Rumble in. Offload back here. Ramsey. There he goes, Cody Ramsey. Breaks them with the chip kick. How's the chase? Getting back there is Lyles. The ball comes free though. And the Dragons are in again. That's at it. Across they come. Oh dear. And now it's been picked up. Uh-oh. Rumble's away. Ben Rumble. He's in the clear. It's Cody Ramsey. The fullback Coming left, Lyles looking for runners. And out it comes on the outside. The pop pass. We could have the first try of the second half here. Here we do. Here's Elias down the short side. Buchanan's through. He's got support back inside as well. Elias is going to go all the way here. Wonderful try, St George Illawarra. Final's got it. Glover. Short ball here. Faitala Mariner. Straight through he goes. Final tackle. Up the kick goes. Flying through the air. That's a special. Chris. Hope. A little grubber kick in behind. Falls has got it. And he throws a dummy. Kurt Falls. And out of dummy half. They got themselves another one. Batu. Glover. Ramsey. Sigranis. Shrugs away. Still going, Sigranis. Here he goes. Could he get the ball on the outside? You bet he will. But the more, here he goes. He's got it back. Great ball inside. I want to try.
Said, hold my beer. 86 points in this one. The Dragons scored 60 of them. Western Suburbs 26. It was about 10-6 midway through this game. Then Heath Mason went off with an injury of some description, and it was 40-6 at halftime. So it was a really crazy sort of afternoon there. But let's go through some of the West players. Kurt Falls, he scored a great individual try before departing with a failed HIA. A line break assist, a try assist, had to step up after Mason's injury. Did all he could in a heavily reshuffled side. I think they had Max Lyles, who was the who was playing in the centres for Solomon and Fatabe. He moved into the halves, and they were playing an edge back rower there. And no wonder why they conceded 60 points. And they also lost Kitlau Lily with a failed HIA. So they were really up against it, Western Suburbs, in this one. And Kitlau Lily is a huge blow to their forward rotation for next week's game. Next up, Tony Suka, 80 minutes, 13 runs, 120 metres, 53 post-contact metres, 2 offloads, 26 tackles, 2 missed. Suka's the only NRL forward named on the extended bench this week, and he can push for further games with efforts like this one. Then we finish up with Eli Elzekem. He had 80 minutes again, quiet with the ball this week, 12 runs for 82 metres, but then you look at the attacking stats, 4 tackle breaks, 6 offloads, very good signs there in a game that West were absolutely decimated in. Now we go over to the Dragons. Nick Sigranis, he's moved out to the centres in the last couple of weeks with some good results. A try, 12 runs, 141 metres, 3 line breaks, 6 tackle breaks, a fair effort from him. Lockie Ilias, a quick-fire double. He had over 100 metres, shared the responsibility in attack with Jonah Glover, 2 line break assists and a try assists, defended well in a sound performance. Tougher games in this competition will await Lockie Ilias, but it was a good performance for him to rebound after a rough couple of weeks in first grade. It's going to be interesting to see how he goes next week against Newtown, of course, as part of the New South Wales Cup Magic Round at Scully Park in Tamworth. They'll play the first match on Sunday. That's due to kick off around about 11 a.m, I think, on the Sunday. So they've got 3 games on Sunday, 2 games on the Saturday. So if you're in the area, definitely go and check it out. Then we finish up with Jacob Halangahu, 22 tackles, 3 ineffective, a line break assist, a try assist off that brilliant offload. Also got through 80 minutes, 11 runs for 127 metres in a sound display. Well, our final match in New South Wales takes us out to Wentworth Park, where a couple of NRL dropped players in Chad Townsend and Dom Young look to strut their stuff against a Bulldog side, missing some of their more high-established players.
Side finds Townsend. Townsend floats it out. Goes there to wide. Picked up. Great work there from Johnson. And they've dived over for a try. And I think it's Easton King that scored. Quick play the boy, Elu. Gives it away to Barton. Barton just charges hard at the line. 5 short of the halfway line. 5 gone for the tricolours. Back it comes Ielu. Townsend floating pass. Nice one out to Dom Young. Young down the sideline. Darting down the near side touchline. Dom Young gets the pass away. Townsend skids over. Oil. Cut back. Smart work. O'Neill. Brilliant try from the Dogs. They just piled on the pressure. Moyle from acting half. Floats the pass. O'Neill gets it back. Great work there. Through the middle, they go through Sewer. Sewer goes inside the 10. Floating pass back to Wavick. Wavick goes under the posts.
Interception from Dong Young was quite outstanding, but it's just a tad offside. Bulldogs on the attack here.
Out wide, Wavick goes to Wilson. Wilson down the touchline. He scores and gives the Dogs the lead. Bulldogs on the charge. Moyle. Cross there to Otacolo. Puts the fend on. Floats the pass. Muagutatia! Diving effort from the big man. Holton from acting half. Muagutatia. Scored a magnificent try earlier. Moyle back to Tia. Field goal. And Tom Stilton says, yes, sir. Goes and plays it 4 short. Dummy half is Holton. Hard after is Dakin. Dakin spins and pivots. Has he done enough, Dakin? Tom Stendhal. Foley, Townsend floats the pass. Oh, through the middle goes Warwick. Charging hard at the line, and the Roosters, they just burst the Dogs. Flat 3 metres short of the line. Foley, Townsend floating pass. Elliott through the line. Elliott scores. Great try from the Tricolours, and they... Aielu, Elliott. Floating past Townsend, gives it away to King. Chance out wide with Dom Young. Dom Young down the touchline. Inside, gives it to Fekatoa. Fekatoa dives in the corner. And the floating pass, great from Townsend. Gives it away to King. King out to Dom Young. Young for the corner. The Roosters lead. This is incredible. Chance for the Roosters. Aielu. Elliott, floating ball out to Rodwell. Rodwell for the corner. Tom Stendhal will wait and point to the spot.
1-12, this game looked just about dead and buried for the Roosters, but 26 points in the final 22 minutes was enough to get them home in this one. An absolute incredible display out there at Wentworth Park. Let's go through the stats deep dive. The man of the hour, Dominic Young. Reports are the Roosters are giving him an early release or an option to explore his options for the foreseeable future as part of his contract. He definitely did nothing wrong to appease players in this one. He had the try that gave the Roosters the lead. 3 line breaks as he came to life in the second half. Set up 2 tries, 177 metres, 8 tackle breaks and an offload. So some good signs there from Dom. Then we go to Chad Townsend. After a shaky start to life in the New South Wales Cup a fortnight ago, he had a try and a tally of 14 points, 3 line break assists and a try assist. He guided the attack well when the going got tough, down by 25 points. Sorry, 20... I'm doing quick math here on the fly now. 19 points, being a great role model for QLD Company, and also for this man too, Ethan King. He's back with vengeance following extended absence from the team with illness. 14 runs, 118 metres, 2 line break assists, the game-changing try assist. He had 9 tackle breaks. He has been linked with the Cowboys in recent weeks, but with Dom Young's departure, I think his versatility across the outside backs could be of significant importance for the Roosters. He's played at centre, he's played on the wing, so that could be very important, especially with Junior Punga's extended absence with a back injury. Next up for the Dogs, Jack Underhill. He battled for 70 minutes across 2 stints. He copped a knock to the ribs and was down for a bit of a period of time, but he got up and played on. 11 runs, 103 metres, 2 tackle breaks, 35 tackles, but did miss 6. They definitely penetrated that middle third once Alan Holton went to the sin bin midway through the second half for a bit of a melee with Max McCaffey. Don't worry, Dogs fans, he went as well, but it wasn't enough to stop the Roosters' onslaught. Then we got Taniela Otacolo, the man for the Western Clydesdales. We profiled him earlier in the year. 2 line break assists, 2 try assists, 5 offloads, defending at 95%, making 35 tackles. It just felt like he was everywhere in the middle. Now we can finish up with Logan Spinks. He had 33 minutes, a try, 4 runs of 42 metres, 3 tackle breaks, defended well in the middle third. His first time in the New South Wales Cup for 2025, and he'll be there next week as the New South Wales Cup boys play the final match of the Magic Round in Tamworth on Sunday. But let's take a look at this week's New South Wales Cup Team of the Week. And into that area now, we're going to kick off with Dane Laurie at fullback, Dom Young and Joash Papali'i on the wings, Nick Saganis and Riley Jones in the centres, Tamare Martin and Chad Townsend in the halves. I never thought I would be writing a Team of the Week with Chad Townsend in the halves. But the forwards, Kane Kalachi from Parramatta, those 7 offloads were bloody spectacular. Trey Mooney's the other prop forward. He will be our player of the round. We will profile in just a moment. Ryan Gray, the South Sydney hooker's in there as well.
Kalis Fatialofa is the back row, along with Blake Hosking and Taniela Otakolo locks the scrum. The bench of Josh Schuster, Pasami Solo, Jackson Hastings is here as well, along with Jacob Halangahu. But let's profile our player of the week in a bit more detail. The business looking at our player of the round, Trey Mooney. He had 63 minutes, 18 runs, 196 metres, so nearly over 200 metres. He had 6 tackle breaks as well, 2 offloads, 40 tackles in the middle third, just missing 1. So you factor in all of that attacking work, and he comes in and just knocks these numbers off nonchalantly. He's had a great season in the knock-on effect New South Wales Cup so far this year, Trey Mooney. And the fact he hasn't knocked over an NRL spot is just testament to what the Raiders NRL side are doing so far this year. He had 16 games in first grade last year. He's only cracked the squad 2 times this year, a starting effort against the Raiders and then a prop against the Cowboys. Both games they lost. But since then in Cup, I'll take you through his numbers this year. He's had 26 tackle breaks in 5 games, which is absolutely insane. Averaging 142 metres a game. He's making around 95% of his tackles. He's had 12 offloads as well. He's averaging 14 hit-ups a game. He's had 250 post-contact metres a game as well. So he's absolutely posting some really big numbers at the moment. So if it's what you want to see from Trey Mooney, around the origin period, if he's not playing, then there's some serious problems at the Raiders as far as their talent pool. If he's not getting game time, it's definitely a concern there, and I think he might look elsewhere. But for this week anyway, Trey Mooney is our player of the round. Well, we're off to Queensland next, and we're going up to Burleigh for the big clash between the Bears and the Cutters. The Cutters finding some form, as are Burleigh. Let's check out all the highlights.
Wait, Ryan! Hold! Go 3! Better there. Outside. I got backwards. No, and that's not on. 0 coming. 0, yep. We're beyond. Thanks, mate. Try. Here we are. Behind the line. Go 3. Outside. Outside. Play on all defense here. Down. Yeah. Yeah. Go forward. Outside. Backwards. 4. Mackay ball. Keep going. We're beyond. Thanks, mate. All backwards, Mackay. Move mid, make the line. Hold it, line here. Go. One's good. Catch. Down. Hold. Go, not late. Not down to 11. Outside. Kick clear. Down. They're good here. He's on side. Catch. Okay. You happy? Kick chase is good. 29. Go 3. Pull you 2 deep. Good now. Backwards. Still 3. Keep going backward. I'm behind. I'm with it. That's touch and play that. Thanks, mate. Go 4. 40 metres. 110 anyway. 4. Arms are out. Backwards. Keep going. Still 4. Backwards. Keep going. Still 4. I'm behind. I'm with it. Play on, not tackled. Down. Ball hits the line. Outside, he's 2. Still 2. Play on. Keep going. Still 2. Down. Pass is good in the line. Up now. Give room. Oh. Brenton. Go 3. That's now. Outside. 3.
They have all of a sudden caught the Burleigh virus, believe it or not. They started so strongly, but then they collapsed in the second half, and it was a strong come-from-behind win for the Burleigh Bears, winning this one by 30 points to 26. Let's take a look at some of the key performers in our stats deep dive, and we're going to kick off with Lockie West. He had a try, which turned out to be the match winner. 22 runs, 216 metres, a line break assist, try assist, 4 tackle breaks, and he's starting to find his groove at fullback in the absence of Credence Toya. Exactly what you want to see from the young former Northern Pride fullback. Next up, we're going to go Josiah Karapani. Once again, a try. 14 runs, 216 metres, a line break, 6 tackle breaks, and good signs from Karapani once again. Such a consistent force in this Burleigh lineup. Now, we're going to go on to Sam Coster. He had a try, 22 runs, 178 metres, a line break, 4 tackle breaks, 3 offloads. He had a critical one-on-one strip, 40 tackles at 100% efficiency. Absolutely insane numbers. Before I go to Mackay, I want to touch on Fletcher Baker's numbers real quick because he came in off the pine. 35 minutes, 6 runs, 64 metres, 21 post-contact metres, no attacking stats outside of a couple offloads, 19 tackles, did have 4 misses though. So that's something that's a little concerning. Now let's move on to the cutters. We're going to go to Semi Valame real quick. He had a try, 17 runs, 137 metres, a line break, 3 tackle breaks. He seems to be on the outer, which is a bit weird. He's sort of in their little outside back by committee. They've got Jackson Parlow there as well. Might be an ideal pickup with the expansion side of Perth coming in very soon, and also Papua New Guinea the year after. Tom McHaley next, 72 minutes in this one for Big Tom. He had 15 runs, 157 metres, 71 post-contact metres, 31 tackles, just one ineffective in a fairly solid display. He had a strong game, but that was a game-changing penalty in possession. That's one of the big no-nos in rugby league. You just can't concede a penalty when you have the football. It is no, you can't do that. And Tom did that and barely score a try off it. It's absolutely crazy stuff. It was a bit of a suspect penalty, but you don't put yourself in that position. It's as simple as that. Next up, we go with Braden Burns, though. He had a try, 15 runs, 153 metres, 6 tackle breaks, a line break. He's been a real game changer. He's sort of come out of his shell this year with Matua Brown going down to Canberra. He's sort of been able to play his natural game. Well, next up, we're going over to Townsville, where the high-flying Blackhawks take on a Sunshine Coast side, once again buoyed by some NRL front rowers, as Big Nelson looks to stamp his claim for an NRL recall.
Chance for an attacking kick. They put one up through Blake Moore. Mackenzie Baker has come back off the Sunshine Coast Falcons. I think that's a try. Brownie Harrison McIndoe. Campaniolo looks down the short side. He'll take him on. He's going to run it. Puts a little kick through. Dudley Dotty. That's a try. What a try. They come back to middle. Big Nelson charges in. About 10 metres out now. Nelson up the middle. There it is, Brownie. Yeah. Meters out. Campagnolo's the man. Shows inside. Biondiotto. Nesbitt. Dudley Dotty in the corner. Unfortunately, we're just cut from that side, but go back to the right. Oh no! Intercept. It's Johnson. Look at him go. But here comes Dudley Dotty. He's running him down. But Johnson will have too much speed. He'll race away and walk. It is the right. It's Stuckey who puts the kick in. Biondiotto. He gets the rebound. Lanoy. The Sunshine Coast Falcons scrambling well. It'll be Hodges with a tackle restart. They go back right. Gun James. Gets the offload. Khalifa Fai Law. He'll pick up the try. Centre field. They'll go left. Cooper again with numbers. And it'll be all the starters back out there for the Blackhawks. Campagnolo. Kicks back middle. Sharp. Story. Robbie Story's picked up a try.
That's just come out of nowhere.
About 15 out. Moore. Back inside Nelson. Dangerous. And I think Nelson's done it. I think he scored. Thorburn goes right to Biondiotto. Dangerous. Gives Robbie Story. He'll score a great try. And it was that man back. Taste of action. Heenan goes to Moore. Moore shows. Steps. Flicks it out the back. McIndoe with a chance. Oh, great pass.
Great.
Thorburn. Baker shows. Baker, he'll get a try. Mackenzie Baker.
In this game was optional. It was a 66 points scored in a 36-30 game. The Blackhawks nearly stealing it at the end there with Mackenzie Baker going over late, but there was just too little too late. Goal kicking really hurting the Blackhawks there. They missed 3 goals. It would have been enough to force a draw. Let's go over to our stats deep dive now. We go to Dudley Dutoy first of all. He had a double, was a bit quieter in yardage this week. He had 6 runs for 63 metres, a line break, 6 tackle breaks. He's a real game changer for the Blackhawks out wide, but they do drop their first match for the season. Bailey Biondi-Odo next, he had a line break, assist, a try assist, 2 tackle breaks, 15 tackles, 1 missed, ran the ball okay. But outside that, there wasn't really many players to stand out for the Blackhawks in this one, which is weird in a game full of attacking upside. Then we go over, to Josh Stuckey now. He had 65 minutes at prop, 19 runs, 143 metres, 2 offloads, 25 tackles, did miss 4 as he tried to contain a Falcons pack full of NRL quality. And you just look at that first name and you see that name on a team sheet in this competition and you go, uh-oh, I'm in for a rough game, and the Blackhawks were in for it. Let's have a look at the numbers for Big Nash. He had 43 minutes, a double, 2 line breaks, 13 runs, 124 metres, 11 tackle breaks, 2 offloads, made 8 tackles, but did miss 3 out there. He needs to probably pick up his defensive workload a little bit, but he made up for it with when he had the football. My God. Next up, we go to Lazarus Vaalepu. He had 57 minutes, 14 runs, 136 metres, 2 tackle breaks, 20 tackles, 1 miss, 1 ineffective. That's what you want. He's starting to find his groove at this competition level at last, which is amazing. It's what you want to see. Then we finish up with Zion Johnson, his first season of QLD Cup footy, and he's exceeding expectations. What about that runaway try? A big one there. 3 tackle breaks as well. Exactly what you want to see from the youngster there, Zion Johnson. Well, our final Saturday match sees us go out to Rockhampton, where the Central Queensland Capras go head-to-head with a struggling Brisbane Tigers. Both sides have lost some matches in the last couple of weeks as they're desperate for a turnaround in form.
Grounding. I'm happy with grounding if you're happy with sideline. Touchline, mate. Right! Go, Tweed. Good. Right. Stand up! That's good. Go, Tweed. That's good. Happy with grounding. Oh, back to good. That's good. It's beyond. Go free. Good one. Outside. Backwards. Okay, left side's good. Catch. Nothing free. Grounded. Leave it there. Happy. Oh! Got ya. Go free. Grounded. That's all right. 2. Grounding. I'm happy with grounding. You good? Yep, open that. Twelve, 11. Okay, got the original knock on, then we've got your player coming and instigating it, and no Blake. So 12, go to the bin. We'll be getting the penalty. They're going to go and someone to the bin, but you've carried on with it, so go to the bin. Yes! Go! That's a good one. Easy! Go for it. Go for it. 2.
Together, one of their best performances of the season thus far to pick up a 14-point victory over the struggling Brisbane Tigers. It feels a bit weird knowing with the Tigers this year where they stand. We've seen some good performances, but we've also seen some Barry Crockers and a half. Let's go to our stats deep dive first of all, because Nixon put, ladies and gentlemen, 17 runs, 198 metres, a line break assist, a try assist, 7 tackle breaks, 3 offloads. Absolutely insane. You ball in hand. The PNG Talakai, we dubbed him. Absolutely insanity that we're seeing out there in that one. Well, next up we go to Ryan Jackson. He's got 48 minutes in this one. 11 runs, 93 metres, a line break, a try, 26 tackles, 3 misses. A former Queensland under-19s prop, but hasn't kicked on to first grade quite yet. Developing very nicely though, and I think the Dolphins should keep their eyes firmly on him. Now we go to Harrison Graham. He picked his moments, went to run out of 9, had an offload, a line break assist, a try assist, just jinked it away. Beautiful short ball. 33 tackles, 1 missed. It feels like the Dolphins are screaming for a backup 9 with injuries out there. What does Harrison Graham have to do to get a run? Serious question out there, because it's really starting to piss us off that we're not seeing him in first grade at this stage. Moving across, we're going to kick off with Mitchell Spencer now. And Spencer, the former Raider, 35 minutes. He picked up the first try, 6 runs, 59 metres, 7 tackle breaks, 20 tackles, 2 misses. A fair game. Next up, Vaka Sekahele off the bench, 38 minutes off the pine. A try, a line break, 5 tackle breaks. He had that horror injury a couple of years ago for Burleigh in the grand final. He's kind of trying to get back to his best, and I think we're starting to see the best of Vaka Sekahele at the moment, and I think it's a very good sign for the competition to see him back to his best. And then we go to Sam Wallace. He had 57 minutes in the middle, 12 runs, 108 metres, 4 tackle breaks, 28 tackles, 2 missed. He's been so good for the Tigers this year, Sam Wallace. They haven't had the cattle from the Melbourne Storm that they've had in previous seasons. It's been a lot of young players in there as well, but they're starting to see these non-contracted players really develop quite nicely. Well, next up, we're on to Sunday's matches, and we're going to be taking a trip down to the Bigadine Sports Complex for the Tweed Seagulls clash up against the Western Clydesdales.
Good. Okay. Keep going. Left tackle, more out. Left foot. Down. Fall to the ground. Go. 4. Line's good. Outside through. Outside. Keep going. Hold. Line's good. Hey! Hold! Go, 1. Okay, he's down. Go 2, on the mark, JJ. Don't go to the side. 2. He comes in.
What's in the second half from Tweed? They trailed at the break, believe it or not, but a hat-trick to Jay Kirk and a strong performance from Paul Turner was enough to give them a 24-point victory over a determined Western Clydesdale side who, you look at the ladder position, you see them down the bottom and think, they've not improved much on last year, but they've improved tenfold. They're competing in games for longer, and just that a bit of experience and that bit of class is what's undoing them at the end. Let's go to the stats deep dive. We're going to kick off with Paul Turner. A try, a line break, ran over 130 metres, 3 line break assists, 2 try assists, 12 tackle breaks for a 5'8", an offload, defended well on his edge. He's been around the grounds a little bit. He was at the Titans, he went to the Dragons, he was in Featherston last year. He's come back home to the Tweed setup, and easily his best game since returning to Australian shores. Next up we go to Jay Kirk. He had a hat-trick, 16 runs, 175 metres, 3 line breaks, a try assist for the former West Magpie in New South Wales, 3 tackle breaks as well. He's absolutely lightning. His combination with Mackay Donovan was a real standpoint in this game. I thought Mackay was really close to being featured this week, but just these performances just outdid it a little bit Indeed. Well, next up we're going to go Jacob Ailey-Wenke now. He had 80 minutes, a try, 21 runs, 233 metres, a line break and an offload, 96 tackles, 23 tackles and 1 miss. The Titans couldn't do much worse to give him a crack at the moment, but let's be real, the bench minutes aren't going to be there because Des Hasler still has no idea how to use an interchange bench. Well, next up we go to Kai Duggan in the Western Clydesdales. 80 minutes, a try, 534 metres, 2 tackle breaks, 43 tackles in this one. 3 misses as well in a very top display. Next up, we go to the fullback, Corey Fenny. He's been out in the centres all this year, but he was moved to the back this week. He had a try, 8 runs, 90 metres, 2 line breaks, 7 tackle breaks. He's been a strong asset since his arrival from Parramatta. He did get done for a high tackle, which led to an 8-point try, as we showed in the package. But outside of that, he had a really, really good game, Corey Fenny. Next up, we go for Heath Gibbs, and this goes to show you our show has an impact. 19 runs, 204 metres, 67 post-contact metres. We mentioned a couple of weeks ago, I think it was round 3, we highlighted him after a try against the Sunshine Coast. We needed his work rate to improve, and it has done that and then some. So congratulations, Heath Gibbs, on a very sound performance. But next up is the moment that we've all been waiting for. David Fifita was sent down to the Ipswich Jets this week to play against the Witless Northern Pride. Will Fifita have a point to prove, and Des Hasler's keen eyes on him? Let's find out from North Ipswich Reserve.
Wide ball there. Duffy. Numbers on the right to Blue. Oh, how about the flick pass there? Braden Burns. An absolute gift to his winger, Pride. Only 12 metres out. They've had all the ball here in this first half. Opening exchanges. Shibasaki, Burns. One-on-one with Matterford. He beats him. He beats him and he scores. He had the ball stolen from Matterford earlier, but he gets a bit of revenge there. Brought down there by Paxton. Hertigan goes to the air once again. A great set of 6 after scoring points. The Pride knock it back. I think they're in again. It's Tom Duffy, the beneficiary. And the North...
Probably about 5 minutes ago, just getting on the front foot, and unfortunately, some costly errors have just continued to put them back in the defence.
Braden Burns. Oh, here we go. Early kick, charge down. Oh, no, everything's going wrong for the Jets. Laybutt picks up the ball and Hertigan will score. The disastrous... Burns at dummy half. Gets it to Tom Duffy. Out the back, Hertigan, who scored just before the break. Akafalau, the back row offloads Hertigan. Number here, Lumi. He dives over and scores. Eventually he brings him down to play the ball to Yoka. Hertigan puts up the bomb. It'll land near the post. This is an absolute lottery. Duffy knocks the ball backwards and it's Shibasaki who will score.
To sum up that game for Ipswich, and it is ouch. 32-0. They were just ran over the top of in the opening quarter of the game. And we saw from David Fifita for a little bit, he was really kept in check by Jamal Shibasaki, doing a great job on him. But let's take a look at some of the performance. And we're going to start with David Fifita at the moment. He was sent back to play on his preferred left edge. 9 runs for 58 metres in 80 minutes. He is very underwhelming, and he hasn't done enough to warrant a return. They've said an ankle complaint, but it will not surprise me if he ends up trying to seek a release, because the breakdown in the relationship between Fifita and the Titans has been staggering to watch. He had 3 tackle breaks, he defended well, but you want the work rate to improve there on the left edge. It's been bizarre this season with David Fifita, but we touched on it on the league scene this week about Fifita, and it goes to show you that something's not right there if the breakdown in the relationship has been this bad. But on to Josh Paxton. 80 minutes, 13 runs, 110 metres, 2 tackle breaks and offload, 36 tackles, 1 missed and ineffective. Great signs from the former Burleigh Baron. I know Reese, our co-host on the league scene, has been very vocal about wishing he kept Josh Paxton and the Broncos pathways, but as I say all the time, you can't keep everyone. Then we go across to Oliver Pascoe. 6 runs, 69 metres. Had Ipswich's only line break of the game. Made 36 tackles. He did miss 6 out there, though. Ipswich are largely improved on last year as a team, but they do have these games in them when they completely self-implode. Next up, we're going to go to Jamal Shibasaki. He did a job on David Fifita. 80 minutes, a try, 12 runs to 86 metres, a line break assist, 25 tackles, just the 2 misses. Then we go to Zach Laybutt, 14 runs, 100 metres, a line break assist, 3 try assists, 2 tackle breaks. I just feel with Zach Laybutt, he needs to get himself involved a bit more. The 14 runs is a great start, though. It's a bit up from what he's done in previous weeks, but his work when he does have the ball in hand is very silky. That offload back in on the inside for, I believe, was Zach Herdigan's try. That was really, really classy stuff and just needs to do that more. Next up, we go to Braden Burns. He had a try, 17 runs, 178 metres, 8 tackle breaks, a line break assist, a try assist. These Cowboys outside backs are stuck in reserve grade. You got Burns, you got Laybutt in there as well. You've also got Jackson Parlow and Semi Valame. They're really putting pressure on an NRL back five that's in form at the moment. And yes, we have both Laybutt and Burns in 4. Laybutt actually wore 3 in this one. Well, to finish off with, we're going across to Papua New Guinea and the Santos National Law Stadium for the clash between the Papua New Guinea Hunters and the Wynnum Manly Seagulls. A trip to Port Moresby is as tough a test for any in the Queensland Cup. Will the Hunters be defeated by the Seagulls? Let's find out.
Still on here for Wynnum. They come back to the short side left. Still going. Goes right through and gets that ball down. I think he got it down from right in front of the sticks. Solo goes back the other way. 1 dummy, 2 dummies, and then he sets up Brendan Nima, puts on the brakes and goes again, and over he goes. PNG Hunters finally have responded. Till they go. Tony Webb, a bit of footwork there. Mavoko now with the footy. Glare sends it away. This time it's Brendan Nima, and he cruises over.
Did he get
the
it
left
down?
corner for his second try, and I think he's hurt again after scoring a try.
The referee likes it. Points to the sport.
Up the guts, brought down in front of the 20 in midfield. The captain again joining in the line. Mavoko sends it away. Here he goes, the footwork.
Run.
And the referee says it's all clear. And the put down out here. Everything is looking ominous here for PNG. And this time it's Solo Wane, the speed demon from South. Round 8 clash of the QRL Hostplus Cup. PNG Hunters on the front foot at the moment, leading on the scoreboard, 18 points to 6. Wynnum Manly on the attack. Here's a break. Back on the inside. Too good from Wynnum Manly. And they've hit back halfway. And here's a great run from Tapia. Plays the ball now, 30 out. Good momentum here from PNG. Solo Wane almost getting away there. Tell you what, Wynnum Manly defends on the rake again, over the top. Coming back now to the short side. This time it's Brendan Nima picking up a hat-trick today. The captain is sending a dangerous ball away, but here he goes. Robert Marius, support on the outside. And Solo Wane goes in.
An 18-point victory over Wynnum Manly there with 2 tries in the final 5 minutes, enough to seal victory over the Seagulls, who dealt with the loss of halfback Jock Madden. He went across to try and save that try in the shadows of halftime for Brandon Nima's second try, and he appeared to hurt his shoulder or pec in that incident, so a bit of concern there for Wynnum. On the stats deep dive, Brandon Nima had a hat-trick. It was a bit quiet. 781 metres. He had 3 line breaks, 3 tackle breaks, and also an offload in a strong attacking display. Solo Wane's next. He had a double, 19 runs to 229 metres, 2 line breaks. He's such a hard worker coming out of his own end. Already this year, he has 8 line breaks and 21 tackle breaks through 8 weeks. An absolute machine. And then we go to Gaio Vordo. Now, he was labelled the PNG Jerome Luai by a career sports editor Peter Bedell this week. And he's been living up to the name as well. 2 line break assists, 2 try assists. His defence was perfect. We challenged him a couple of weeks ago to take some of the pressure off Jamie Mavoko, and he's done that in spades so far this year. Over to Wynnum, and we've got Ben Farr, a double, 11 runs, 105 metres, a line break assist, 6 tackle breaks, 21 tackles, just a 1 miss. Had to take on a lot of attacking responsibility following the injury to Jock Madden. He did okay, but the Hunters just absolutely massacred them out there and got enough for victory. Next up, Luke Gale. He had 80-minute performance on the edge, 7 runs, 77 metres, a line break assist, 23 tackles, 2 misses, 1 ineffective, a pretty sound display. And then we finish up with Jordan Grant. He had 73 minutes, 13 runs, 112 metres, 100% tackle efficiency, making 28 out there. In what's proven to be a tight season for Wynnum, Grant's leadership is invaluable at this level. Also playing for Wynnum was Deloise Hoyter, the centre that was injured for all of last season. He's come back the last couple of weeks, almost back to the field, but we'll go through his numbers really quickly for Wynnum Manly. He had 10 runs, 112 metres, a couple of tackle breaks, 56 post-contact metres and offload. Defensively a little suspect, but other than that, I thought he was pretty good. Moving ahead to this week's Team of the Week, we've got Rayden Bird from Mackay at fullback, Brandon Nima on one wing, Jay Kirk the other, Braden Birds and Nixon Put in the centres, the halves are Paul Turner and Blake Moore. The forwards, Nelson Asofa-Solomona and Josh Stuckey, Harrison Graham the hooker, Jamal Shibasaki and Jacob Aleb-Gwenki in the back row, Sam Costa locking the scrum. So believe it or not, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players thereabouts that have not played first grade in this week's Team of the Week, so an absolute amazing achievement there. And only Lazarus Varlepu has made his NRL debut from the bench, which consists of Ben Farr, Mitch Spencer, Josh Padston, as well as Varlepu. This week's Player of the Week is the former Dragon Sam Costa from Burleigh. He had a try, 22 runs for 178 metres, a line break, 4 tackle breaks, 3 offloads, 40 tackles with 100% tackle efficiency. He also had a very critical one-on-one strip. Week on week, there is one constant in Burleigh. It's that this bloke's going to do a hell of a job. He's had a great year so far. I'll take you through his season numbers so far because he has been an absolute joy to watch for the Burleigh Bears this season. He's been really, really consistent, and he's done this for the last couple of years. Was nearly our player of the tournament last year, Sam Costa, but just got pipped at the post by Tom Dovey. So Costa's stats this year, he's averaging around 100 metres. He's tackling at 97%, 6 offloads, and he picked up a try a couple of weeks back before this game against Mackay. But that will be it for this week, with Sam Costa being our Player of the Week. And that's our show for the week. Next week sees the New South Wales Cup Magic Round taking place across 2 days at Scully Park in Tamworth. On the first day will be the matches between the Panthers and the Magpies and Newcastle and North Sydney, with a standalone fixture out of Wollongong between the Warriors and the Raiders. Sunday's matches, there's a good one between Newtown and St George Illawarra. Manly take on the Roosters, and then the Parramatta Eels take on Canterbury. Next week's a little bit bizarre in Queensland. There's no round 9 action, but we have the one match left over from round 8 between the Dolphins and the Devils, and then we have a couple of catch-up matches from the first week of the competition. In those include the Northern Pride taking on the Brisbane Tigers, Ipswich taking on Townsville, and the big return of Ezra Mam up against the Western Clydesdale. So we've got a big week ahead for you next week on the lower grade wrap. That's all from us for now. We'll see you next week back in our Wednesday time slot. But for now, I'm AJ Luke Antonio. Do take care, and goodbye.